Alright, so before we get in the review, I just want to make a statement right now, okay? Listen, I went into this movie with the most open of minds, hoping for the best, and I'll tell you right now, regardless of what I think of this movie, whether I love it or hate it, it is infinitely better than the possible Ghostbusters we could have got in the early 2000s, I believe, that was supposed to star Adam Sandler, Chris Farley, Chris Rock, and Rob Schneider. That would have been shit. Ghostbusters is the new reboot of the classic beloved franchise, directed by Paul Feig and stars Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, Leslie Jones, and Kate McKinnon, and Chris Hemsworth, the mighty Thor. And it is, the new reboot. We get a new group of women scientists who are gonna fight some ghosts, bust some ghosts. Who are you gonna call? The Ghostbusters. And the ghost... why do I have to sing the song? I don't know. And the original one I thought was really good. I've only seen it recently. I watched it twice, and I was like, it's a good movie. It's really good, but I don't love it. I'm not in love with it. I'm not a super fan. And it's not even really that funny. It's just a very charming movie with a dry sense of humor that it's a fun universe to be in for that movie. And then the sequel, Ghostbusters 2, it's like, I like the first one. I enjoyed being there and watching them, and it was a fun time. Not necessarily funny, but fun and enjoyable and charming. The sequel was just ass. Yes, it had its moments for sure. It definitely had some moments that I really enjoyed, but overall, it was just kind of a dull movie that was I was kind of actually bummed out that it exists, because it's like, it took me back to that fun world and gave me not much of substance. It was 25% of a good movie. And so going into this new one, it's like, you know what? I might be the target audience for this. I've seen the old one, but I have no love for it. I enjoyed it, but they can improve. They can make it funnier. It can be more enjoyable. You can get me. I was the target audience for this movie. I've seen the first, but you know what? I'm not in love with it. They could do better in my opinion. They could improve, and this reboot could have been an improvement where it's like more modern effects, and a new cast of enjoyable comedians that I'd like, because Paul Feig, I love Spy. Spy to me hurt me laughing. I laughed so hard, and I really enjoyed Bridesmaids and The Heat. I don't know where The Heat is, but I have it somewhere. And so it's like, I enjoy all Paul Feig's movies, and all these people in here, I don't know Kate McKinnon or Leslie Jones from anything, but Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig both have made me laugh quite a bit and have been very funny. And Paul Feig directing it, I hoped I was gonna love it. The trailers looked horrible, but I hoped I was gonna love it. Like, capture me. A new style of comedy for this Ghostbusters, where we get our Ghostbusters, but a different type of comedy, not the dry wit of the Bill Murray one. We get something new, and I was so ready to love it, and the movie wouldn't let me. I wanted to, they wouldn't let me. And unfortunately, this movie's just not very good. Is it the most horrible, awful movie that everyone predicted it was, where it's like the most disliked trailer on YouTube? This is the most unnecessarily controversial movie of the year for sure, and for a long time. People just got in a shitstorm over this, and most of them, it's probably all just trolls mostly, like, here's something to all the 13-year-olds can have fun at, just saying it's gonna suck. But like, are people really that passionate about it? I get it, you love something, you don't want to see them remake it or reboot it and poorly. But it's like, the uproar over this movie is ridiculous, and so much of it is a stupid sexist and sexism battle. It's like, you know what? I don't give a shit that the Ghostbusters are being redone as women. I just care that, is it funny? Is it a good movie? That's all I want. And it's not a good movie, and it's not funny, and that's the part that really, that's what bothered me. I don't care that they're women. I like funny women. Like I said, Bridesmaids is a bunch of women. I think is really, really funny. Spy, Melissa McCarthy's the star. I thought she was hilarious. I've enjoyed them in other movies, just not this one. Paul Feig's usually a very good comedic director, and this, it was just so flat. It's like, I was going in very excited, it starts up and it feels like a Ghostbusters movie. I'm like, I like that first one. But it's new, the comedy's gonna be a little different. I'm super excited, ready to enjoy it, and it's just, none of the jokes were taking off, and I found myself realizing, okay, other people are laughing, but I'm not finding it very funny, and I want to, and it's just, I'm not laughing. And I was going along like I was having fun, sort of just being there, and we're in this Ghostbusters universe. It's a fun universe. Busting ghosts is cool, it's fun. Busting makes me feel good. All over the room. Just slime and ectoplasm everywhere, okay? Feels great. So it's like, here we go. This is gonna be hopefully okay. And like, it carried me along for the first half hour or so. I was like, meeting up with the characters and getting the world set up. I was like, okay, I'm going with it, but I wish it was funnier. And then it eventually they kept trying to be funny and it just kept not working. It kept not being funny. And then Chris Hemsworth comes in and it's like, okay, I'm laughing, and then the joke got old real quick, and then it just eventually just wore out its welcome, and at the end it just became a shitstorm of CGI all everywhere up in your face, and it just lost me. And I was like, I wanted to like it, I really did, because like the performances are good. Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, and Leslie Jones do good jobs, and Chris Hemsworth commits to his one-note character. Kate McKinnon, however, doesn't really have a character and was probably the least funny and the least of an actual character. She was literally there to just make... Like she was there to do crazy reaction shots and crazy faces all the time, and she wasn't an actual person, she wasn't a human being, she was just a weirdo standing around making weird faces at the camera, because that's funny, because I guess when Paul Feig, he's not allowed to make his R-rated comedy, he has to pull back, snip the balls off his humor, and just PG-13 it up, but nothing was really funny, and I wanted to laugh. It never made me laugh, hardly ever. It had a few moments where I was like, that was funny, and then they just keep losing me. And then we get in the villain of this movie, and the villain sucks. Everything about it didn't work for me. And I was just bummed. I was really bummed and disappointed with this movie. Paul Feig and these actors have been great in other stuff and been very funny. And I was so disappointed that this potential, what should have been a great new way to continue the Ghostbusters franchise, a new, different style, and it totally fell flat and nothing really worked for me. And even the fact that it's a reboot, like, I might have liked the movie a teeny bit better, 5% better, if they decided to go Force Awakens and have it be a continuation, but no, just straight up rebooting. And I can still even give them credit that even though it's a reboot, it doesn't feel like they're going straight for the original and copying and doing everything exactly the same. There's a lot of similar structure, but they're not going for the Zool, Gozer storyline, although they might do that in the sequel, who knows? Please don't. It's not good enough story anyway. You can do better. I mean, it's gods, not even ghosts in that way, so like it could be improved, but it's like they're doing a new story, it's a new structure, but it feels similar. There's things about it that are similar that give you the vibes of Ghostbusters. And even Ghostbusters 2, which I don't know if you want to, but they did a little bit. And when it comes down to ghostbusting, that's the part of it that's fun. It's like, even if the movie's not making me laugh hardly ever, the actors are doing good jobs with their characters, and like, I'm enjoying the performances. And you know what? They got some cool Ghostbusters tech. Might it be underused at times? They got some cool new stuff, and I was like, that's actually cool and inventive. I like that. And when they're busting ghosts, I enjoy watching that, where it's, okay, here's a ghost. That's kind of cool. And, you know, the visual effects, for the most part, held up. When it gets to the end, it's just everywhere, all over your face, just CGI everywhere. That's where it just kind of, it glosses over, and then my brain kind of just goes, ugh, and then it's hard to care, because you lose all stakes, because it's all CGI, and there's nothing. And then there's a Ghostbuster, like, doing this with their gun, and don't cross the streams, and that's it. So yeah, Ghostbusters 2016 was not the worst frickin' movie ever. It was not the worst thing that everyone said it was gonna be. It wasn't horrible. My eyes didn't light on fire and I bled out of my ears while the movie was on. But it's really lame, and just kind of, it left me cold is the best way to put it. It's no way near as good as the original. But you know, Ghostbusters 2, I don't think that highly of. It's like, you brought the cast and everyone back for a sequel, and it just doesn't have the charm, doesn't have the magic, it's not very funny, it has a few moments, but not really. And it's like this one, when I think about it actually, this one, I don't want to watch this ever again, really? And I didn't think it was that good of a movie, but if I'm going to choose, I would rather watch this than Ghostbusters 2, because this, we got a new group of people, and it's not funny. It just rarely, occasionally made me laugh, or I had fun just kind of sitting there enjoying the ride. But overall, it was just kind of dull and I didn't care. But it's like, I'd rather go this than Ghostbusters 2. 2 people right now are saying that's blasphemy, and I don't give a shit. This is better than Ghostbusters 2. I said it. Does that mean it's a good movie? No, it's not the worst movie ever, but it's not good. You got good performances, good effects, and you go for the ride. It's fun to be in this Ghostbusting world, but there's nothing to hook me or keep me in. Like, it kept me interested in the movie for the 2 hours it ran, and I sat there and I was compelled enough to keep watching and not leave. But overall, it just doesn't work. It's not funny, and I'm not even that against a sequel. If they want to do a sequel, be more original. Don't go after Zool or any of that. Don't do anything. Just move on, keep going forward, and just try be funny next time. I don't have a problem with this group of people or anything. Maybe make Kate McKinnon an actual character next time. But just keep moving forward and add some jokes that actually are funny. So yeah, I'd give Ghostbusters a D+. Not horrible, not the worst thing ever, but at the same time, thinking about it, it's like, when I watched the trailer, all I thought was, that looks utterly unfunny. It doesn't look funny at all. And you know what? I was kind of right, because it wasn't very funny. But it had a teeny bit of charm where I enjoyed sitting there watching it, but I doubt I'll ever return to this movie ever again. If they want to do a sequel, just make it better. And also real quick, just to say it, there was cameos in this, and it's not really spoilers, but I will just say Annie Potts' cameo is the only one I found funny. Ghostbusters, what do you want? Like, I liked her cameo. Every other cameo I thought was weak to lame, and just, you forget it 5 seconds after you see it. Bill Murray's actually, I thought, was the worst cameo. So anyway, yeah, Ghostbusters 2016. It was able to sort of remind you why you like Ghostbusters, but it just couldn't recapture that magic in pretty much any aspect at all. But moving forward, just don't even abandon ship. Just keep going forward. Keep making more. I'm pretty sure they're gonna make more. Just make them better next time. I'm not totally against it, but this movie was utterly just not good. Not good. It was not horrible. And all the stupid sexist assholes that are out there just hating on it because it's women in that, because there are some people that are doing that, not just being trolls and doing it to be funny. The actual people, though, the actual sexists and stuff, I hope a woman never fucks you for the rest of your life, okay? Just grow up. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Ghostbusters 2016. If you've seen it, tell me your thoughts on it, your honest, true thoughts. Don't just hate on it to hate, to actually pay for the movie. Watch it and tell me what you thought. So yeah, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.